A two-day international conference on legal education in Pakistan was organized by Department of Law and sponsored by HEC and IRD here at the Faisal Masjid campus of the International Islamic University, Islamabad. The conference was attended by national and international legal experts and scholars hailing from China, Malaysia, and Australia, who presented around 40 research papers in the conference, focusing on challenges in legal education, scope of the legal education, methodologies of legal teaching, and impact of globalization on legal education in Pakistan.
I look forward to a set of useful recommendations as an outcome of this conference, which I would like to share with the Vice Chancellors and the National Curriculum Revision Committee at the level of the Higher Education Commission.
This is the defining moment for the professionals in legal education to start the improvement in legal education. It was the need of the hour, I would say. And not only that, this university will benefit from it, the entire legal education of Pakistan will benefit from this conference.
Well, I just had the pleasure of attending the conference on legal education in Pakistan, opportunities and challenges, organized by the International Islamic University in Islamabad. I think this was a very, very timely and very useful opportunity to look at a range of issues involved in legal education, and particularly recent efforts at reform of legal education spearheaded by the Supreme Court of Pakistan, largely in consultation with the Pakistan Bar Council. And it would have been, I think, one consistent theme that has come through all of the discussions today is that the legal academia in Pakistan has an important role to play as a key stakeholder in the reform of legal education and should be involved in the process. And this conference is was a very useful way to bring together a whole range of views on this topic and to present a by and large fairly unified front. So there seems to be quite a bit of agreement across the academia in Pakistan as to the shape of prospective reforms.
Law Minister Barrister Farogh Naseem addressed the opening ceremony as the chief guest and said rules and rule of law were imperative for the progress of a society. He said the legal fraternity possessed a vital role in bringing change to society. The minister said education was the only solution to compete the changing circumstances across the globe.
I think the parent law, our grand norm, is the law of Allah, the Holy Quran. And the first word of the Holy Quran is Iqra. Therefore, any emphasis, any support that this revered university of yours requires, I think the least said, jitna zyada kiya utna kam hai. So therefore, all of us as Pakistanis or anyone who is at all supporters of Pakistan, we must support a university of this stature, this nature.
This was needed, and I've been telling my friends and other universities to organize such an activity, and I personally feel that after the judgment of the Supreme Court of Pakistan, this was simply unavoidable. It was necessary, it was imperative to hold such a conference.
Bringing in some good people, especially the pioneer of legal education and law professors and law teachers and attorneys and everybody from across the country and even abroad is a great, mashallah, great thing, and alhamdulillah we have achieved it.
I think Pakistan has its very unique legal education system, and Pakistan also want to develop more fast and to be a better country. And according to the Chinese experience, you really need to have a strong legal education and to have qualified legal professionals to help your country to achieve those goals. I'm very glad to hear you discuss how to improve the quality of your legal education. That means, to my understanding, your future quality of judicial system will also be improved. And I think in that situation, more Chinese investors will be very happy to come to your country.
I teach international human rights law at the university, and I also run our international rule of law and security program, under which we have a program with law schools in Pakistan, supporting the law schools in improving their teaching of practical legal skills, specifically focusing on legal clinics and legal research and writing. It's been a great experience working with the Department of Law at International Islamic University. We started working with them 2 years ago, almost exactly, when Dr. Mushtaq, Dr. Aziz, and Rauf came to Phoenix on a study tour that we organized. There were about 16 law professors who came from Pakistan, and did 10 days of very intensive courses and class observations in Phoenix and in Washington, D.C.
It was, in my opinion, it was one of the best organized conferences that I have come across.
The proposals and the findings of the conference will be submitted to the proper forums, and I am convinced that since the findings and the suggestions of the conference are very valuable and pragmatic, so the Pakistan Bar Council, concerned university, HEC, and all the relevant forums and the authorities will adhere to the suggestions and findings of the conference, and it is the only way to bring forward the deteriorating standards of legal education.
Addressing in closing ceremony of the conference, Chief Justice, Islamabad High Court, Justice Athar Minallah said the IIUI teachers had introduced him and others to renowned law experts to the Muslim legacy in legal education, methodology of benefiting from the teachings of Mujtahideen, and ways to utilize Islamic law of fiqh. Participants of the conference recommended that upgradation in the legal education and its curriculum should be introduced according to the contemporary requirements, and technology must also be utilized in this regard. The conference participants also agreed that institutions linked to the legal education must also be taken on board while making changes in the legal education system. The conference was aimed at creating synergies and linkages for promising experiments. Contribution from the student side has been overwhelming, as it was a great learning experience, and Department of Law is looking forward to organize such conferences in the future to improve legal education system in Pakistan.